back again with another podcast, and this time we have a very special guest, and this is a special episode of our podcast. And for today, we are here with our beautiful CEO and handsome CEO of Rank Fortress. Let's give it up, applause to Ma'am Rowena and Sir William.
You never know, we have a bunch of audience at the side, but
So, Sir William, before we dive to our questions, we have to travel back to the time where before Ma'am Rowena. So, who is Sir William before Ma'am Rowena came into your life?
So before I met my wife, Wing, I had actually gotten to a point where I didn't want nothing to do with women in general. I used to jokingly say that women were of the devil, put it that way.
that's not
I
good.
went through a very bad divorce. I was married for 13 years. My plan at the time, because I'd started playing, poker, and I'd go play poker all the time. I would get a couple of clients, have $300, go to the poker room in Best Bet Jacksonville and play poker. And I thought I had dealt with my pain, and reality is I hadn't. I went there. They had this like waterfall thing when you walked in, and you hear like rain sounds, and it was calming. And whenever you're sitting there messing with the chips, it's calming, sounds like rain. And I remember one time I got pulled over by an officer because I was speeding through a speed zone, and he started talking to me about God and stuff. I just broke down crying because I thought I had dealt with my pain and stuff through the divorce, and I hadn't. And that was prior to meeting Wing, and I was on antidepressants. I was on about 3 different antidepressants and stuff. My son even, he's 3 or 4 years old. One time he said something, and I got mad and I yelled at him, and he went into my mother because we were living with my mom and dad at the time, and after the divorce, and he came in and talked to my mom, and my mom asked him, "Are you okay?" Because I just got done yelling, and he said, "It's okay, I understand, my dad's just in a lot of pain." So that's where I was at whenever I first met her. So, I was still doing freelance SEO, web design, but just a little bit here and there. So prior to that, I had a lot of clients. I had probably 20 clients at the time freelancing, and then during that time, I lost all of them but one.
How did you lose that?
Because I am a hopeless romantic, and then I'm also a manic depressive. So if I get depressed, which, she don't understand sometimes when people get depressed, but I have been depressed, I've been suicidal. And so whenever you get that way, you just don't want to do anything. And I went through a time and period I was on, like I said, antidepressants, and then didn't want to do anything. So what I would do, I'd literally sleep at my house, and then I'd go to my mom's house and sleep. I'd try to work, but couldn't work. So the only way I could deal with, the only time I ever got any peace was when I was playing poker. And that's when I became, actually, because prior to that I was very much introverted. And the divorce and everything made me more extroverted, and I got more confrontational or direct to the point, was through dealing with my pain and stuff.
So it's because of a lot of experiences that you go through in your life. That's why you became like that.
Yeah.
But after that, when did you realize that, oh, I have to change my path, I have to change my life?
So we'll get to more of it, but a lot of that has to do with Wing. So whenever I met Wing, there was a time and period we met each other online, and we dated, if you will, or saw each other for a good year, and then things didn't work out. I didn't get my money from tax refund, so I wasn't getting a job, and then so instead of the time, I was sending her a little bit of money here and there, and then wound up getting to a point where I wound up, we weren't seeing each other. I blocked her on Facebook, only because I knew me the way I am. is if I can't give my all and I can't have my way, then I'll get suicidal and depressed. So instead of dealing with it, I blocked her. Even though I blocked her, I still unblock her, check on her 2 or 3 days, unblock her, check on her, see how she's doing. Because she went to go, at the time I'd brought her from Saudi back home to the Philippines, because the plan was to actually come over here, see her and everything. Then when that didn't happen, she had to provide for her family, so she went back to go work abroad. And I knew if she did that, that meant I wouldn't be able to ever see her for like 3 years. And I was impatient, and then went through all that. And then I went through a time period before that of, okay, I started dating other people or seeing other people. And my mom was all pushing me towards that. And then I even have one guy I stopped trying even. He's like, why don't you try dating? My mom, I said, because every woman I've met over here is not a good woman. And I said, the problem is I've been with a good woman, and now I know what a good woman is, and I haven't found it. And so she taught me, and I tell people this all the time, and says she honestly taught me what unconditional love is. Besides my mother and father, Wayne's the one that taught me what love is. So that's why for me, a lot of people think, oh, she's got it so wonderful and everything's great. I'm like, you don't understand. She was an OFW since she was like 14 or 15 years old. She was working abroad. Then when she around 16, 17 is when she went to go work in Saudi and Kuwait and stuff. And she gave up a lot. Same way with me is like, even with my son, I try to tell him, say, the only reason I didn't leave and come straight to the Philippines is because I took care of my son and daughter, Seraphine and Isaiah, and my only choice is stay there in America, because I can't travel when you're going through a divorce, because you can't abandon your kids. So I had to stay there and be there for them instead of coming direct over here. So
that is Sir William before meeting Mom Rowena until he met his love of his life. So how about Mom Rowena? Mom Rowena is crying.
Yeah.
She's been emotional. So Mom Rowena, who is Mom Rowena, I mean, before meeting your love of your life?
Hello guys, good afternoon wherever you are in the side of the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're here. I want the world to know what really our love life start, or how really Rank Fortress starts. That's the main thing with this. But yeah, I'm Rowena Rivera, and now I'm Mrs. Jones. Yeah, before I just hear Jones. Oh, Mr. Jones. In elementary, elementary, I like that music. And then now, like, I didn't even know that I'm Mrs. Jones now. But yeah, I think it's yeah. But yeah, Rowena is, I'm the breadwinner, and really I went into a lot of stuff in my life. And I'm the eldest daughter, and we're really poor back then. We're struggling. I remember those days. My father is a farmer. He works in the field, rice field. I helped with my father planting rice, doing all this stuff, splitting naked in the field when we were little, just to help with my dad. We did a lot of stuff back then when we were little, helping our parents. We sell a lot of stuff in the school, cooking for my mom so we can earn little in the school canteen. We even do like house to house selling, like bibingka and everything. My mom used to do bibingka back then, but yeah, and we do a lot of stuff back then. A lot of stuff. It's a hard work. And I think in life, really, actually, is what you really did in life is what you're really gonna achieve in the future. What I'm saying, if you really plant good, I'm pretty sure it will come up good. I think I really did my best for my family until my dad is gone. And I was a single mother before I met William. And I think after high school, I was 15 years old. I started working in Manila. That was my first job as a like a tindera, a sales lady in a 24 hours convenience store. So I work at night for at least maybe 2 years. Yeah, I work in Manila, in Pasay back then, working like that. And yeah, that's why I used to work at night. So now we have a night shift. So I really, I really know what night shift is. You can barely sleep in the daytime because of noise and it's hot and everything. But yeah, and then when I heard my cousin, he said, you can really work abroad and we can find out about your age. And I was just like 16, running 17 that time. So what they did, he said, yeah, I would love that because the salary is more higher than what I earn in Manila. So yeah. So I said, okay, I'm gonna save up like for 3 months and then I'm gonna apply for abroad. And he said, they did the backlash before. Backlash is means they gonna change your birth and something to make the passport work. Yeah, your identity, something like that. So yeah, they did that instead of I was 17 that time to make it 21 at
Because
least.
it's not
Yeah, it's not legal. Yeah. And yeah, so they did that. I was so scared because especially when you go abroad, it's a different nationality, different country. And he said, is it really safe? He said, yeah, we already did a lot of people, doing this, and it's all safe because we have a connection. Everywhere need a connection to go through. But yeah, I did that. I was 17. I worked in Saudi for almost, I think, 3 years and 8 months. I was 17. And that was OFW, working a housemaid in the house. And I was so grateful with my first employer. Yes, it's a lot of work. Imagine, I was the cook, I was the cleaner, I was the babysitter. I was 17. Then first day of work, he said, oh, here's the baby. It's 3 months old. He said, what am I gonna do with the baby? And then they left at work. My employer left at work. They left the baby like 3 months old with me. And I said, what am I gonna do with it? And he's hungry. I don't know because they are Arab. Yeah. I was 17, and they were Arab, and their English is not really good as not like now, but back then, yeah, their English is you can't really understand. Yeah, and they're Arabic. So what I really learned is when the kids, they have 3 kids plus 1 infant, so 4 kids in total, plus the big house, plus they have garden. So I did a lot of stuff. Plus I cook for them. I taking care of the kids, but that was really helped me to go through a lot of things. But yeah, and then after in my first job in Saudi, my really plan is to help my family to get out of where we at. So my first salary, I said I really want to give this to my mom to build a house for us because our house back then is just a bamboo and all that. And I really want to feel that my parents can have something that they don't have. So yeah, first I did the concrete house little by little. Every month I sent there and here money for them, treat them something. And then plus my sister was studying that time. I'm supported her as well. So yeah, and that is really my motivation. Even the work is really hard, I'm really struggling at the end of the day, like you were just like ug sa kuan pa sa Bisaya mura jud kag kabaw nga gisangunan pag naa ka sa abroad. Really, it's really it's really tiring, especially it is in Ramadan with them. It's like you barely can sleep, really. Yeah, they were really nice. They were really nice. I don't have problem with my employer. Even after I left them, they really go to Philippines and looking for me. And I didn't even know that they really were looking for me. But yeah, and then after that, I come home. And then after 3 years something, I built the house for them. And there's no electricity, of course, yet, but there is a house.
But is there
Yeah.
improvement?
Yeah, there's an improvement. And then my dad is not working as much as before, because I can just give them some money to buy rice, food, and etc. And yeah, after that, so I went home. Not went home, but I went to Manila because I was a sales lady back then. I was thinking I have a money that I save up for a couple years that I was working. So I built a convenience store like I was working back then. So I built that 24/7 store in Manila and Pasay, yeah. And it did work. I even got my sister there to work with me back then. And then I have one outlet, and then it went to 2, 3. Okay, but I was really working hard where we get that before, and like 24/7. You have to get up
I think
24/7.
you really saved up a lot and
I
sacrificed yourself. Because
yeah.
the span
I
of 3 years is for
Yeah, but back
outlet.
then the salary was only 600, so that was just only 6K back then. 2005, that was 2005. 6,000 lang jud ang sweldo ato back then, but now it's maybe 18 to 20,000 for the new ones. But yeah, so I save up. I remember 80,000 back then. I think 80,000 was
a
yeah,
lot
big, maybe,
back
yeah,
then.
maybe, yeah. Really, it's not maybe, but yeah, it's 80,000 to save up. So we rent a sari store, and then we buy everything for the 80,000, and then I started, and then it went to different outlet. But then I met the father of my daughter, which is how I become a single mother. It did not work. I don't want to talk about it because past is past, but yeah, it did not work. I think everything happened for a reason, but I'm still grateful that I have my daughter, at least. Yeah, this is the best thing happened in my life, that at least I have a daughter. But yeah, and after that, I went back abroad because we split up, and then the store go down, because sometimes when you're a couple, if really did not work out, it means you're aggravating each other, and then fighting, and then the business went, uh, um, it did not really work. Yeah, and it did not really work little by little. So we split up. I left my daughter with my mom and dad when she was 3 months old. Not even 3, I think just 2 months. Yeah, little. Yeah, I left Lila when she don't even know me at all. Yeah, so I left it with my mom and dad. So I applied again back to the agency where I was applying before. And then when I was applying job, my father died that time, and my mom doesn't know what to do with it. So I went back to my home and then talked to my mom, and then yeah, and my daughter was just 2 months something, almost 3 that time. So I talked to mom, if you can just taking care of my daughter, I will do my best to taking care of y'all's daily needs and everything. And at the same time, my sister is studying. So yeah, after the burial of my father, so I flew to Kuwait. I think that was Kuwait, honey.
Kuwait.
Yeah, Kuwait. That's where you got my employer. Yeah, I went to Kuwait, and then after that I worked there, and it's really hard. Like, you just come out from a relationship, you're struggling because you're hurting and the pain and everything. Plus you left your daughter. It's just like it's 2 months. It's and
you're just not even.
she don't even, yeah, I left her that she don't know that her mother is not next to her, that she don't even know that she has a father. And I left with my mom, and then it's a lot of recovery that time that happened, but with the help of God, it helps me a lot. And I forgot to mention that when I was in Saudi back then in high school, I really tried a lot of religion. I mean, different churches, whoever will invite me, I go to. I think I've been baptized with a different religion, river, ocean, tabay, or bisag, I think dili na nako maihap kapila ko na bautismuhan, to be honest. Sige ra jud ko bisag asa nga religion. Bitaw og naay mga imbitar. Yeah, I always go to that thing, but I'm not satisfied what I'm looking for. But back then in Saudi, when my employer left in the house and I was in the baby, I don't know what to do while the baby is asleep. I said, let me just watch TV. And then I watched this TV, a program, it's called Huda. I love Huda, with Dr. Muhammad, and it suits me. I think this is what I want. Why the woman is being covered? why, who's really Jesus? It's really give me sense who's Jesus and who is really Mary, that I've been asking who are these people that were worshiping that I don't even have an answer who really they were. They said they were saint, they were the Son of God and everything. And then every day that I'm watching, I said it makes sense. And then when my employer come home, I said, "Sir, can I really join something that about your religion? I really want to know about your religion." And they were happy. And then I met a lot of Filipino there, even some priest, pastor, they were there. And yeah, it helps us. And then yeah, I became a Muslim. That was 2005. And then yeah, I think that helps me a lot about my struggles in life. Really, religion is not, wherever religion you are, it's not about it really guides you in your daily life. That's what you have, a goal, you have a direction if you really have a religion. That, for me, that really helps me a lot. And then that's where I met William. And then yeah, I work after that. My dad is gone. I left my daughter with my mom, and then I work in the Kuwait that time. And then I said, back then the employer doesn't want you to have a cell phone. Back then the Arabs, they were really strict. And
to
they're
this
really
day, they take your passport, they take
and
your cell phone, all
yeah,
of it.
back then they were really strict. Their woman is really like, they're, I don't know how to say it, but they feel like they're jealous of you. Because women in Saudi back then, they were covered like fully, like veil. Yeah. So I think because
Like
they were,
in a cage.
yeah. When like us as a Filipino, we're different, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then I think they're kind of jealous sometimes with their husband. Like you're talking to them, they don't want that. Even moisturizer, lotion, I remember those. I write it down and said, "Mom, can I have this? I really need a moisturizer because it's really dry, especially when it's cold season." Yeah, even your lip and something said, "No, I'll give you Vaseline." I said, "Vaseline look like gamantika. It's really oily because it's petroleum jelly. That's what they're gonna give you. Serious, that's what they're gonna give you, a Vaseline." I said, "I don't used to this. I just like lotion." He said, "No, not allowed." I said, "Why it's not allowed?" And then I understand little by little that they don't want you to look pretty in front of their husband, because to them it's not permissible. Like you're trying to,
You're trying to see.
yeah, something like that in their mind, because because they barely see woman there. Yeah. So yeah, and then I understand that you can even put perfume, nothing. Just Vaseline. I said, "Oh my God, magsinaw man sa datong na." Serious, Vaseline ra jud before. Serious. Vaseline ra jud bitaw jud ila ihatag before. I know every OFW can relate with this. All they give you is Vaseline. But yeah, but now it's different. I think karon naka-adapt na sila sa
Now it's more open.
yeah, it's more open and more. Some women now in Saudi they already remove their cover, and I think there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not doing, seducing men and everything. I think it depends really because I can see there's some people covered everything, but but I think it depends on you. I think in the end of the day, it's what matters is your intention, and right, honey? And yeah, after I was working in Kuwait, and then I secretly bought a phone, even the employer doesn't want. So
You take a phone.
yeah. We asked the driver because they have a driver.
This is before you met.
Yeah, before I met Sir William, because the employer doesn't want us to have a phone, so we sneak the driver, give him money, and then bought us a phone. And then I heard about Facebook and everything, and then I downloaded Facebook and said I really wanna start learning about my religion and all this, because I go through a lot of things that time. So yeah, I downloaded Facebook, and then I added Islamic pages. So that's how I met William. That was the way of life. Yeah, right, honey? Yeah. So yeah, I added there, and then he posted about he's looking for a good Muslim woman
Sir William is also
in that
an
group.
Islamic
So
group.
He is also.
She was around when she went to Kuwait. That was around when I was about 36, 35 years
33,
old.
huh?
35 years old, and then and then around the same time, prior to that's when I went through my divorce.
Yeah.
And I was separated, and that's when my daughter, Serafina, I remember she told me, she said, don't worry about it, Dad, God will give you another wife. And then on the way home, this is right around Thanksgiving, and then right around that time, probably not within a few months, is when I had already embraced Islam before that, but then
It's
stopped
on
doing
and off.
it, and then came back to it. And then, but right around the time I embraced Islam was right around the time she had actually embraced Islam.
Yeah.
And then we met each other, and then met each other online. Just said, "Hey, looking for a Muslim wife," because I didn't know where to look, because I just went to mosque. And then she replied. She said, "Also looking for a Muslim husband."
And then that's how we started chatting.
We started chatting via Facebook
from
Messenger.
the page, and then we went to private message, and then we start talking, and then it helps. And he's also in the depression mode that time, honey.
So this is what the first question
Facebook
is.
really
How
helps
did you
people.
both met?
Yeah, we met on Facebook, an Islamic page, but yeah, and then I think we talk about life, and then about relationship.
When you first talking with Sir William via chat, do you feel something like, oh, we have a connection, or like this is just another guy?
No, because at that time also, that time I already moved on. That's why I want to have a phone. I think to start communicating, and and I feel like being connected with him, to be honest, because I talked to him before that before I embraced Islam, I said, I just really want to have a good man, nothing else, but to have a good man with God-fearing, and have family oriented. That's really what I really praying for, and I think God gave me him, to be honest, because I remember those days I was working so hard in Saudi that time. I said, I've been praying. I said, God, all I want is a good man, because I saw all the Filipina everywhere, and I did not met no good man beside my father. My father was really a good man. He did everything for my mom. And that's what I prayed for. And when we start chatting, and then we talk about Islam and this and that, it makes you like, oh, I really want to talk to this man. Even you're tired, you don't feel, because you're excited to have more conversation with him. Like after work, I rush, go sneaking, bringing the phone in the bathroom because you're not allowed. We put the phone inside our bra back then, and then you cannot put on vibrate because sometimes you work with your employers. Because I did that back then. I said, and then I was really, that's why I got caught back then, because I forgot it was on a vibrate. But later on, I opened up with my boss, and then it's funny. It said every time you got done with your work, and said you're so excited, to have time to talk with him, and he always give me time, and even we have a sleepless night just talking, and
because when she
happy.
was done around 12,
it's a different
12,
time.
it was basically the opposite side of the world. So when she was getting done and ready to actually go to sleep, should be going to sleep, was basically midnight her time, was like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. my time.
Yeah, so it's but
whenever I went to get off work, I'd message her, say I'm leaving work and stuff, and stuff like that. So.
And then after that, then my boss caught me. So because I think it's not. I think he felt like sometimes it vibrating while we're in the kitchen. And then we went out with my friends. I think somewhere they have a family gathering, and then one of my boss sneaked in our room also, and then they found all our phones. I think we have 5 helpers in that house back then, because it's a big house. And they confiscated our phone, and then they read the messages and everything. Then I opened up to my employer, and then he said, okay, if that guy is serious, then we wanted to talk. And then
and I had to pay for, because they had a contract, so to even get her to come back to the Philippines, I had to send, it was around $2,000
Yeah.
to the employer to cover the expenses from the contract.
Yeah.
And then they helped her come back to the Philippines, and that's when she came to the Philippines. She was like 26 years old. I was 36.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you paid my employer so I can go home, and then yeah, that's how we started. And yeah,
That was within a month or less. So we started seeing each other, and then I was interested, and within a week or so, we talked to each other and said, "Do you think I'm made for you? You made for me?" Yes. Okay, and then we made it official. When she
This
came,
is in chat.
yes.
Yeah,
And
in
then when she
chat.
came back to the Philippines, because Islamically you're not
You
supposed to
can
talk or
have a
date
relationship
without an intention or nikah. So I had one of I got a hold of
witness,
a sheikh, a
yeah.
witness, and then we did nikah over a
over
Zoom call
video. Yeah.
or video call. And then from then it was, we're engaged to be married.
Yeah.
But to get a visa and all that, it's a whole nother
It's a lot of
process, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So it's not cheap.
And yeah, I don't have no patient that time, so he, he supported me every week, like $100 every week. And
Because this is before I had a job,
yeah,
mind you.
But you're still in a depression.
Yeah. Once I met her, once we met each other and I started talking, I had no depression. At the time, I remember having to go through, because I was going through my divorce, you have to go through classes for your kids, and everybody's, how many of y'all are depressed? And I'm like, not me. I'm ready to get this over with and get the divorce done. And then the problem was the money I was going to use to actually come over here and see her was held up because my ex had a school loan, and the government took our tax money and said applied it to school loan, and I had to go through a whole nother process that took about 8 months just to get my money back and say, listen, we're not even married, I'm not responsible for it, this was in the divorce. And then they finally gave me the money back. But the problem is, so I was impatient at the time, and I knew that's when I blocked her. And she would literally message my sister saying, hey, I want to talk to William, what's going on?
yes,
And this and
you
that.
don't
Because
have
she had
nothing
actually,
to do
because I
with
didn't
me.
have no money, she had already went back to Manila, was going to work abroad. And that's when I was like, listen, I don't want to have to wait around for 3 years when I know me, I'm not patient. I want to make it happen. But then literally within a few months of me doing that's when I got my job. And that's, and then once I got my job and everything, things turned around. So
we broke up for 3 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
3 years.
How many
And then-
months or years do you actually official before you?
So we've been married all together, if you will, Islamically over 10
Yeah.
years.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
then we blocked each other. I blocked her. We broke up for 3 years.
Yeah, for 3
But during
years.
that with
No
communication.
zero communication.
Zero. Because the way I
Zero.
am.
I mean, he forgot me. I'm done with him.
But
So-
you never met.
No.
No,
So
we never met that time.
Once I say I'm done, I'm usually done. She, however, I remember everybody back home, her mom, everybody said just get over him, and she couldn't get over me. And then she finally did, but even after she did, she'd date some other people. They would give her roses and stuff, and she said, for example, they would give her roses, and she wouldn't think of them, she would think of me.
Yeah.
She could never let go of it, and
I think
she'd
there's
always
something,
remember me.
but yeah, that was happened, and
I
yeah.
didn't-
So after that one,
Then
we broke up.
we broke up.
And then I went back abroad, and that
She
was
worked
where I
in
work
Abu
in
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, where Dubai, the capital. And yeah, I work in the palace that time, working like a co-chef.
Yeah.
And then I finished there for over 3 years.
She was there
And
for
then
3
I
years.
saved up money
Mhm.
also a little.
One of the-
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I learned a lot there, and also
Right around
And
that
then-
time, though, that's when I was
in a relationship with the Arab guy.
She was
and
in a
then-
relationship, and then around that same time, because mind you, I was Muslim, and I was going to work, and there was a pastor friend of mine there named Jose Paredes, and I remember going to him. I'd come to work, and this is why I'm very much talking to you guys when I'm dealing with our team, is I'd come to work and I'd still do my work, but I'd be sitting there in tears, crying a lot of times because I was still dealing with a lot
Can't
of
really
pain.
focus.
And
Yeah.
I talked to my boss, and my boss said, quite honestly, he said, you're never going to be over it. He said, because it's always going to be with you. And he consoled me. He put me with a counselor, and I was on meds. And then, that's when I was telling you, people would ask me, why don't you date another woman? I said, no, because I've been with other women, and I've been with a good woman. And I even have one brother, he was like, well, why don't you go back to the good woman? I was like, well, she's with somebody. And then, because I'd always unblock her and check her. Then I finally unblocked her. And around the same time, I started waking up. If you're Muslim, I'd hear the adhan, I'd hear Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar in my prayer, when I'm just sleeping. And then I started hearing the Fatiha, Bismillah, Rahman Rahim, all that. And then I called my one friend up who knew about Wing, who put us, really pushed me to get married to her. And he said, why don't you call your wife? And I said, what wife? I ain't got no wife. And then he said, you know who I mean, don't act stupid. And then that's when I messaged her. I just said, Salam alaikum. And because I went looking for her and I seen she had been with somebody, and I didn't even think, I was like, she's not going to answer me. And she answered me. I said, can we talk? And she said, yes.
Yeah, after 3 years.
Yes.
That's the
and
first
then when
time.
we did a video call. She had her little white laptop back then, and she had it like sitting in front. She's sitting away, and as soon as she saw me, she just started bawling.
Yeah.
So that's when I said, I must come get that. At that time, that's when I had the money, and I was like, I bought a plane ticket. She said, listen, you can come over. Her vacation time was up. Her contract was up. She's coming back to the Philippines. She said, however, if you don't come meet me now, it's over. Never again.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I came over here. I flew into Manila, and this is when I had never flown anywhere before, so I didn't know.
This is your
first time.
Yeah, to meet.
So I never went abroad outside. I went on mission trips when I was in church. So they handled everything for me. They handled money, finances, hotels. So I didn't know nothing. I didn't know I'm supposed to call the bank and say, hey, by the way, I'm going to be traveling. I just thought, hey, I can use my ATM card anywhere. I didn't think you had to tell anybody. Came here, was fine using my ATM in Saudi. Then I get to the Philippines and can't use it. So I only I literally only had like $10 on me. I remember my mom asked me, she said, so what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to do what the Bible says, we just trust God. And I said, they're sitting on the bench, and I remember a guy coming to me and said, you need a ride? And I said, yeah, but I have no money. I have like 500 pesos. He said, well, just give that to the driver. I'll take you to my place. He took me to his Sorry store and our convenience store. And he had a couch. Mind you, I've been traveling for 30-something hours, so I was really tired. This is not first class. This is economy.
Yeah. And you were so big that time.
And I was almost 400 pounds.
Yeah, he was so big that time, really. Because when you're depressed and all that, you're really in a eating.
You're eating, just not eating right. And then from there, he said, well, when are you going to be able to get some money? I said, well, I'm waiting on my friend in the States to wake up so he can wire me some money because I had money in PayPal. And then the Filipino guy takes me to a hotel. He said, and I remember where the hotel's at. It's near the City of Dreams.
Yeah.
He said, don't come out of here because it's not safe. This is not a good area to be in. And he put me in the hotel room. And then I got money. And then what do? I go to the casino. And she's worrying. She winds up sending me some money. The guy literally came back and checked on me for like 2 or 3 days because I had plane tickets, but I didn't have money to stay anywhere. And he put me there. He came back and checked on me. This is where I really fell in love with Filipino people because they actually cared for me.
That's how you started, yeah.
In the States, the hospitality would have been go to the homeless shelter. But he put me in a hotel room. He checked on me every single day. He paid for it up front. He said, just make sure you take care of it when you leave.
It's the instrument that God sent you.
Yeah. And then he brought money to me from her. Then my friend Larry.
Hey, do you know this William Jones? I said, yeah, I've been waiting on him because he's supposed to land it. And then he said, this guy doesn't even have money at all. I said, what do you mean he doesn't have money at all? He said, he got nothing because his bank account got frozen. He said he really needs some cash. I said, okay, I'm gonna send
She
some
had
money.
just a little bit.
And then I don't know that, you know, he went to casino and
then
all
when
that.
Larry, my friend, sent me the money, that's when I went casino. I played there, won some, then came back, and then my plane ticket was, to Pagadian was the next day. Then I remember going to Pagadian.
Yeah,
We
then
stayed
met
in what's this?
the hotel, Alinda Hotel.
Alinda Hotel.
Yeah.
That's where I met Lili, and I met her mom, Rondo.
That was the first time, yeah.
First time ever. And then they didn't want me to stay. They wanted me to stay in that hotel instead of coming to the house because they were ashamed of their
because
poverty.
our house is small.
And then I remember first time we ever slept was in a little single bamboo bed. And no aircon, ceiling fans, brownouts, and I came there, I stayed with them. That's where I met Mom.
But you enjoyed it, right?
I loved it.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. It's like, honestly, compared to having money, I'd rather.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
I enjoyed.
It's less stress.
Simple life.
Yeah.
In the province.
But I think God made you where you have a purpose. So you have to, sacrifice a lot. But mainly that's our love story started.
I had to come here for the visa to take pictures. You actually have a relationship. I remember printing everything out. It was probably a book like that much.
Yeah, for the embassy. He printed like.
And I did all the paperwork because she hates paperwork.
Yeah,
so I had to do all the paperwork. I took all the receipts, put them on paper, taped them up, sent them in. And did all the documentation because you have to prove that you have a legitimate relationship. Not that you just communicated once or met each other once. No, we've been communicating for years.
Yeah, back and forth. Yeah.
And we have pictures and we've been together. And I remember even when I met Lili, I remember only thing she could ever say back then was, I miss you, Daddy. I love you, Daddy.
Yeah, she was like 3 years old that time.
And then the second time I came back, to the Philippines, I'd already filed for the visa. The second time I came back, while she was out shopping, I brought her mother to Manila. It was the first time being in Manila.
Yeah. That's the second time you came
second
back.
time. And then while they were out shopping, I had notification the visa was approved.
Yeah. It was fast.
It was fast.
Like
normally
3 months.
Normally it takes about a year, and it only took 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. Yeah, the second time he came back, and that was the time it's approved.
And then her friend said, well, why don't you let Lili talk to her blood father before she leaves? And then Lili told her, she said, I don't have any father but Jones. And then she didn't want to talk to nobody but me. Yeah. And then I remember Lili, when we were sleeping in the hotel, I couldn't sleep, and she'd sit there and rock me to sleep, and I go to sleep.
Yeah, she was little.
Yeah, she's little. I mean, little, like 3 years old, 2 years old. She could barely speak, little short thing.
But.
And, yep.
Yeah, then after that we got approved, and then we flew to America with Lili.
Then they flew to America, and then their airline got late, so she missed where she's at. She luckily met a Filipino on the airline, put her in a hotel.
Yeah, helped
me. Then her flight was going to come out of another state the next day.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing them come down the hall as little Lili's little
and Isaiah
short
was
hobbit
chunky.
thing. And Isaiah's a little chunky.
Isaiah was like, short. That was my life in America. I enjoyed shopping.
I mean, honestly, we live paycheck to paycheck. Even in the States, I tell people it's like the house we lived in is probably as big as this office, so it wasn't like huge. It was about 800 square feet, if that. And then I used to go fishing every weekend. I stopped playing poker and I go fishing every weekend, drag them out at like 3 o'clock in the morning, go fishing, and saltwater fishing.
You were working back then in the hospital?
I worked for Dr. Renee Polito.
Yeah, what's that, digital marketing?
I was the marketing director.
Yeah, director. And then you start me.
And then she wound up getting a job at the other business he had, which is Cuba Libre and Havana Jacks. And she would bake and cook and everything in there. And then I remember one time, only time, my boss got mad at her about something, and he has a temper. And I told her, I said, she quit because she's not going to deal with your attitude. And
Yeah.
he wanted her back, and he's begging me. I said, no, sorry, she can stay at home.
I think that's how we started doing our own thing.
Yeah, we started looking for things. We used to go dumpster diving, finding, if you will, furniture stuff. And then we'd get it and we'd turn around and sell it for 20, 30 bucks.
Yeah. And I did also
Babysitting.
Like my house is a
kids.
daycare.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can earn extra money. Yeah, like I watch like four babies every day, like Monday to Friday, like $20 each child. So I earn $80. Sometimes I gathered a lot of every $20. How much is $20 now?
It's about
Maybe
1,000
1,000, maybe
pesos.
1,500.
No less. Than
1,500, yeah, like 1.5. So imagine 1.5 upat na kabuk. So 6K imong adlaw. So one day ra, so dali. So that's how it started. So I earned a little bit money every weekend. Because that's how they pay me, right? And then we send that to the Philippines so we can finish our house in the Philippines. Yeah,
and then we bought the van. We bought the van in the Philippines.
Yeah, but I help a lot with you with
much
the
as you
financial
can.
things.
But then, I mean, we were still
I even cleaned houses.
We were
just
still
to
living
earn.
paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Because in the States, you need to earn about $60,000 just to
To be
survive.
able to survive. Yeah.
You know, so usually you
rent
need to be
alone,
married. Just people marry over there for convenience, not necessarily because they love each other. And that's why a lot of it is like over 70% in the divorce or something. And then I had bariatric surgery, and then so I was working from home. And then while doing that, I wound up asking my employer at the time. I said, well, I really want to just continue working from home while I'm moving to West Virginia. And that's when I had several clients back then, but that's when I lost my two biggest clients.
Which is the lawyers and
The lawyer, and I lost the other guy. And it's like, so that's when I was like, I had bought a Humvee, a Hummer. I had bought a Chrysler 300, a truck. And so I was in a lot of debt. And when I lost, I'd already bought, you know, $8,000, $9,000 in plane tickets to come to the Philippines to visit, because I told her, let's go visit.
Yeah.
And then that's when we wound up deciding, let's go. And we wound up coming, and then we just shipped everything from here to, you know, from West Virginia to the Philippines.
My life back then in the States, when we were in Florida is mainly fishing. But when we moved to West Virginia, I loved West Virginia. It's just like you're living in the Philippines as well. But what I love there the most is doing the auction. Like, you know auction, right? Yeah, I love that thing. Like like auction,
we
you
were
know, like
buying mainly and selling.
yeah, like $1, $1. You know, you see that? What's the show, honey?
Storage
So
wars.
storage war. Yeah, I like doing that, and we did that.
We do that.
I mean,
and then
I
we would
love
take
doing
those
auction.
things, and then we'd flip them and sell them.
Yeah.
And then
We go through with all the stuff that we bid.
some
and
things
then
we'd want for ourselves, and other things
we
we'd
keep
sell.
it what we want for ourselves, and then we sell the rest of it, and then we earn a lot of money. And then my husband said, "Oh, we have $1,000 today." And then I remember we have that small box where we put our money, honey. That every day you go through and see how much money we earned, and it was fun. And then my kids doing garage sale, and it was really fun. I love what
the only money we had when we came over here. That's why it's all lesson learned. Was what we had saved up, and we only had like $2,000.
Yeah, like 100.
But the problem is I didn't know this, because I didn't know, hey, when you get to the airport, you should exchange your money for pesos, because it's the World Bank.
Yeah.
And instead I kept it. Then you go to pay it in, they're like, oh, we can't accept this bill. We can't accept this bill because there's a wrinkle or whatever. And then I had to give it to a friend of mine at the time, and he went to a money changer that would change it and got as much of it changed as possible. Then when I went to Manila, I had to get the rest of it changed.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really how we started.
Yeah.
We really had no other choice, because the fact is I lost the two biggest clients, and I wasn't going to go back and live with my mother, because they're in their late 60s now. They're in their 70s.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to do that. So I was like, the only thing I could do would live in the Philippines. And I remember calling her mom up, And her mom was like, well, just come over here. You know, it might only be a little hollow block house, and we don't have anything, but you don't have bills.
Half of our plan is like
the vacation.
Staying, but half of it is like, how about the kids? We have to go back.
Yeah.
And then we start, the kids start loving it, and the kids enjoying it, and then we start like, we need to have something that we can earn while we're here. So we start having little by little their client, but it's not really enough. So at that time, my daughter was not even 18, 17.
Serafina.
And then, yeah, we really have not a good relationship that time with her, because she's really stubborn like his father, and like with his mom, with her mom, really. I mean, Serafina that time, she is really stubborn. She gave me hard time that time. I don't, maybe because also she went through a lot of things also. Divorce, and then her mother kicked her out, and then she's already 17, and then back in the she went to the country that she don't even have idea about it and not familiar, and then I sent her to school, the public school next to our house, that it's really, I mean, public school, provincial life. That, I mean, she's really stressed out, and then we have a fight that time. She said that I really want to talk to my mother. And then that's how we started. And then
when we talked to her mother said
she doesn't want to do nothing.
Send her to madrasa, and we were going to send her to madrasa. And so we were on the way to Zamboanga City for a sheikh friend of mine to send her to madrasa.
And she doesn't like it.
On the way there, the person that escorted us, which is now my son-in-law, seen her, and he said, "Oh no, I'm going to marry her." And then
maybe people doesn't know what is madrasa. It's Islamic school. So it was Islamic.
It's like a boarding school, because they give you a place to stay, they feed you and teach you.
Yeah.
So hoping they'll give her discipline, because she wouldn't listen to me. She wouldn't listen to her.
We were thinking that's a dormitory there. So I was thinking maybe that helps her, because it's all women, it's all girls. Maybe it helps her as well. But she really doesn't like that idea. So the mayor escorted us to Zamboanga City to go to that school, and we don't know that the one that escorted us is a mayor.
Yeah.
And then he really likes Serafina. And then he come up to us and have a coffee.
We kept driving around, and I seen this sticker on the front. It said presidential, PRD, President Roberto Duterte.
So,
and then I was like, it's unusual. And then he kept wanting to go have coffee. Hey, can we go have coffee? He did this like 4 times. Finally, the last time is when he asked me, I really want your daughter to see if I can.
Imagine, Serafina was 17 that time, running 18. And the guy was 30-something years old at time. So I talked to Serafina. Serafina, that guy really want to marry you. And at first Serafina said, I really...
No, she wanted it.
The first, remember at the guest store?
Yeah.
In the mall? He said, which one? I said, that guy. So no, like,
and then,
not
I
sure
told
yet.
her, I said, it's your decision. And then he talked to me about 4 times, and then he talked to her about 4 times and made sure. And then she said, absolutely, she wants to. And then once she decided she wanted to, I said, it's on you. And then I told him, I said, she's young, so you're winding up. You're going to get someone that's not only a wife, but it's basically a daughter to you. But I honestly think she needed someone that was, older, because she's stubborn. And if she even had someone that was younger that wanted to marry her, but the thing is, I was like, my daughter will break you, because she's stubborn and strong-willed.
She have her own way. But she have a big heart, but she wants what she wants. Like
she loves deep, but she's also angry deep.
Yeah, she have an anger issue. But maybe because of what happened about her mom, where she stays more than...
But then from there, he wound up... We get married. He takes us, this first time I ever went, he took us to Palawan and took us to Baguio. and that's the first time I ever went anywhere. And then he
then
gave us. I remember the first time he ever gave us. He's like, for something to do. He said, "Here's," it was like 200,000 pesos. And I was like, first time I ever seen. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And then
he gave us loan.
He gave us a loan, and we started the laundry shop.
This is what.
Yeah.
This is when the laundry shop.
Yeah, this is when the laundry shop started, because our son-in-law gave us a loan for 200,000. He said, "Here's the money. You can start up with your own business." And then so we're thinking to have a laundry shop. I think laundry shop, you don't need, a lot of things to start with. So we'll just have some washer and dryer, and then we started. William is the one picking up laundry everywhere around the neighborhood, going to the city, and my son-in-law also borrowed us his truck, the white truck, and we used that one. And then William,
he gave me a truck to use, and he gave us the loan to start the laundry shop.
That's how really
and that
we started.
was right before COVID. And then she started, "Why don't you try to find some work?" And this is, we were sleeping on the floor in the laundry shop. We'd shut the doors, and
mainly our life evolved inside the laundry shop. Imagine the laundry shop is just like
not even this big.
Not even big. Okay, so every day we were there with the kids, like folding clothes, washing clothes, like every day, 24/7. You're just there. Like it's
Phil
stressful.
Health was right next to us, so
and the Phil Health
they would
office
bake bread, go outside and sell the bread.
So basically, the laundry shop is your house.
Yeah, mainly it's
because it actually had an aircon, so we could stay there. But
our house don't have an aircon, but our laundry shop have an aircon. So
But then around that time's when she said, "Why don't you try to find clients?" I found my first client, John Signey, and then that's when I started working, at night here, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. as a VA, as a virtual assistant. And then, because when I moved here, I didn't know what a virtual assistant was. I didn't know nothing about that. I knew what remote workers. I didn't know the Philippines is a VA capital of the world. I didn't know none of that. And then from there, then I started getting some clients. This is all before COVID. Then within 3 months, I had about 50 clients. And then COVID hit, kills the laundry shop. And thankfully, we had started our own agency, because if we hadn't and COVID killed us, we'd been dead.
And then we started have our own bank account. I never had bank account in my life. To be honest, even I start before with convenience store in Manila, because I don't trust bank. For me, why I have to put my money?
She used to tell me that all the
I think all
time.
Filipinos have that mindset.
Like why would I put my money in the bank instead of And then it motivates me. I think you have to have a bank. So finally we have a bank. And then when I saw the bank went to 300,000. Said, "Oh my gosh, I have some money now." It's really, because when we were doing our laundry, it's like 1,000 here, there, and here. But with the laundry, I earned like money like every month. So I have our bao and a motorcycle that time. But with the digital world, it really like after we got that client, and then we have staff like 3 staff. Let me finish.
Clients.
But we at one point, it was just me, and I started training people one at a time and bringing them in and training them. But even
he outsourced that before.
The office
when we
got laundry shop.
When we had our laundry shop, we rented a house in Camellia. That's how we started have a savings when the laundries really went good. So we rented a Camellia home, so it's just behind our laundry shop. So then that's how he started working VA with John Signey. So he works at night, and then works in the laundry shop, and then he started outsource some of the.
I had about 4 people that started coming over to the house in Chameleon working next to me, because it came to me, "Well, do you think you can get work for us?" And so I don't know, let's try. And then that's when I said, okay, we tried and started getting web design work. And went from there, and it just skyrocketed really fast.
So fast.
And then during that time, I'd bring her food for lunch, and we're still doing laundry shop. But then when COVID happened, it killed everything except for the digital marketing aspect of it. And by that time, we had finished the 2nd floor of the house. But the thing is, it's like we'd finished that, but we were still struggling with money because
Money.
we're still had to pay all these people in the laundry shop. Then COVID kills it. I need to renew my visa, and I didn't have the money. And then I had to have my son. He let me borrow money, and then at the same time we had the rice field.
Yeah,
And then we
it's a
gave,
lot
I
of
remember at that
things
time,
going
and so
on.
we didn't even have money to feed the rice workers. So we killed the goat that we had
Yeah.
and gave it to them. And then right after that's when me and Chase Rayner started working together. And I got into affiliate marketing. That's when I first earned my first, in
Good
one
money.
weekend, I earned over 25,000 US dollar. And then that, I was
Yeah.
like able to pay my loan back that I got from my son and everything like that. And then
Yeah.
from there, it's when it really took off. And I
Really
started GMB Pros
really well.
and the marketing aspect, and started going live and doing my GMB Pros, and then teaching local
You were
SEO,
really
and that's
active,
when I
yeah.
got real active. That's what I'm trying to get to now, is getting more and more active
Yeah.
again.
Like from 3 staff, it went to like 30, 40, and it's just,
And that's
and
how
so
And
that-
we
that's how
started, we
really-
went from there, and we were
Yeah.
working at Camellia, and then from Camellia, we started working in the bedroom, in our bedroom upstairs, and then that couldn't hold us. We went downstairs and expanded.
until we
And
have
then
our
we
own building.
we built an office on the side of the house in Tullawas
same
and
thing like
Pagadi, and
here.
same thing like here, but this one's much bigger than even the one in Tullawas.
Yeah.
The one in Tullawas is basically one room like this, but
Yeah.
this one's 5 rooms. So
So why did you end up setting an office or rank for press here in Surigao City?
So at the time, we had basically, I met someone and we were going to start a conference. We started the conference together, and then I started outsourcing, if you will, Rank Fortress to here, because I wanted to move it here because we were spending so much time.
I started
here.
loving this
People in
area.
Pagadi and you-
We had started staying here so much. It was like, why should we keep our office there in Pagadian? So
Yeah,
we closed the one down in Pagadian because we
because
love the
we-
beach. We love everything about
Yeah.
Surigao, and so we started it here.
Like having an agency, if you're not really in your business, like you're not active, you're not there, it's really not working. So we leave that business in Pagadian and we live here, and then it starts slowing down. Like
Is this
no one really will.
issues and stuff because
manage-
you're not there managing it.
Yeah,
and if you're
especially
not
when you
involved
have.
in your business on a day-to-day basis, it's going to
Yeah.
be issues.
Yeah.
And so here, we started here, and then that way we can be involved on a daily basis, whether that's training or meetings, motivational meetings, Friday meetings, and then as well we wanted to start, doing, virtual assistant
Yeah.
work at night.
I think your question is why we end up of settling here, right? He met the guy online, which is Kirk Roldan. I'm gonna mention that one. So we met online, Kirk Roldan and Esther. He did. I don't know about that. And then we went to Siargao on vacation with my kids. And then they said, oh, why don't you just meet up there? So yeah, we did. We met up there and we talked about conference and all that we want to do conference together. And then
because originally we met and he wanted to know, for example, how do you get your leads and how are you getting leads for
and then he's
local
interested
SEO?
of
He's
what
interested in that.
yeah, he's interested of what really William is doing.
Like that and what that.
Well, they had a background that he runs an
I think-
agency, but he
Yeah,
wanted to
it's
meet with
like
me in
more in
regards to see
e-commerce.
how I mainly am getting my leads. Because the biggest struggle that most people have is how are you generating leads? How do you generate leads? You live in the Philippines. How are you going to generate business? So that's why originally he really wanted to meet with me. And we met. And then when we met, it's like we're only meeting really to go, let's start a conference together. And we started the conference, WasCon, together. And then from that, said we met them. We saw the end of the house and their agency and stuff. And he's like, why don't you, why don't we
Okay.
start working? So we started doing some outsourcing here,
Okay,
and we really fell in love with this place.
Yeah, and then when we got here, Gisli said, why don't you just, see our place, see our,
Yeah.
what Surigao. I said, yeah, I would love to. Then, yeah, we came here, and then they tore us around the Mabu. I said, I really love this place because the rocks, you know, it's not, you said Pebbles Beach, but to
Pebble
me
Beach.
it's not Pebble, but it's
Or
rocks.
rocks.
They're big, but it looks so clear. I really love it. I said, if we have a place here, I would like to stay
No,
here.
we
And
drove.
then,
We drove by
Yeah.
this house. Esther had taken us through here,
yeah,
and I seen this house. She wanted to show it to us, and it was a rental at the time.
yeah, it's
And I
a
said, man,
rental.
if that thing was available, I'd really like that house. Well, it wasn't for sale, and then her mother
Yeah, it's
knew
a friend.
is
Yeah,
a friend of the guy, Buckline or
Bukiloan.
Bukulian.
Mhm.
And then we met with him, and he's like, well, it's not for sale, but let me think about it. And then he told us how
Yeah.
much. We bought it, and then
And
we
then we
renovated it, expanded on it,
yeah.
and
That's
built
how
it to what it
that's
is
how it
now.
started. And then he invited us in his office, and he said, "Oh, your office is really good. How many people?" And this, he said, "Yeah, we really have an office, but we really need a client." That's how really it started. And then he said, "What do you mean you need a client?" You said a client for SEU, and this, he said, "Oh, I think William can help you with that." And then, okay, let me drop some offers tonight and this and that. And then it went really well about the VA that time.
And
And then they said, why don't we make our own office, like you know, like partner, yeah, a collab. That's what it, yeah, collab. And he said, I think it's good to me. And then because we're not really busy that time, and someone managed that time in the Pagadian, which is Lin. And then, okay, yeah, let's do the part. The only thing that I'm really aware now is if you have a partner, you have to have your agreement. That's the only thing. Yeah, I think because it's like a friendly thing that time. Let's just try. Let's just yeah.
It's just like a
Vocal. Yeah. So it's like, just try. Let's just give a try. But there's no really agreement, not towards the end. But yeah, I think that's really the lesson that we, yeah. And then, yeah, we did that, and then it went well for almost
Yeah,
2
and then
years.
when we first
I mean, 2
started,
years,
I
yeah.
literally just dropped the offer. In less than 2 months, we had over 100 and something clients.
Yeah.
So whenever I dropped the offer, because of my brand and my following, I was able to go from literally, oh, you're offering virtual assistant services. We had 100 and something clients. It went good. But then the thing is, the more and more I got away from, when we first started, I was in the office all the time. But then once it got going, I let me back out. So now I don't have to be in here all the time. Well, the more I backed out, the worse it got, and it deteriorated, and the management deteriorated, and everything. So we got to a point where it was just like, if it's not making money, we just dissolve it. And so we dissolved it, and we said, let's start our own thing. And the thing is, even when we did that, and it really, one of the videos we did where I was emotional was the fact that when the staff got to choose, because he allowed them to choose, he said, if you want to go with William, it's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But out of 60-something staff, because they only had 64 staff, out of 64 staff, over 50 of them wanted to come with us. So that really made an impression on the fact that, they knew that I trained them the entire time. I was the one pouring into them when it came to the training and everything. And so they did that. And even when I was gone, I'd still do Zoom calls, still do training. And that's what I told the staff. I said, when you make an impact on somebody, sometimes you don't know you're making an impact on people. And then, so even though we went through all that, we still have, we had good things that came out of it. Got the staff, we started RF here, but then we started as not just Rank Fortress, it's also for the SEO and white label SEO, but also for the virtual assistant services. And now we run the virtual assistant services at night our time, which is during USA time, so they can deal directly with the clients, which means they get true executive virtual assistants that they can talk to and communicate with on a regular basis. Besides me, and then I'm managing them, I train them, and then I teach them, and then I have clients that'll message me, and then I'm more hands-on inside of our agency.
Yeah, that's the only thing. If you have a business, you have to be hands-on. Yeah, you cannot just let them do the work in this. It's really not.
Anybody that says you don't need to be hands-on has definitely not run a business.
Actually, all of the staff that I already interviewed, they always tell that they choose Sir William on RF because they saw that Sir William is hands-on, and their effort will not be like wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel also the vibes here is it's amazing. I love them all.
Because there's the big problem with a lot of people that outsource that I've seen is they always tell me, oh, I make $1 million or I make 7 figures or whatever. But
Yeah.
their ultimate goal is, and they always say that, and I only pay this amount. So they always pivot it on, well, I don't have to pay a lot of money because I outsource it. And our goal is not to go, well, we make this amount and we only pay. My goal is to go, no, and like I tell everybody jokingly, it says our goal is all of us to be fat together, all of us to be, reach certain goals. Because my thing is, my wife was an OFW. You do not have to be an OFW. It doesn't make sense to me for you to leave your family, go work abroad for even $500 is what they basically pay OFWs. It makes
Or you
no
can
sense.
just really earn
When you can earn that same here,
with your family.
all you got to do is put in the work and
Yeah.
earn it and keeps leveling up. Now if
Yeah.
you want to just stay at one level and only do, let's say, bagging groceries, then you can't expect to earn what a manager earns or a business owner earns when all you do is bag groceries. But if you keep leveling up, you'll earn more and more. So that was also kind of the other thing, is we wanted, a certain culture in the office, I wanted to be able to do things with my team. And when you outsource, you can't do that. You don't have a team because you're outsourcing.
Yeah.
There's a gap.
Yeah, there's
yeah,
a gap.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that. So we had a discussion, and that's when we chose,
Yeah, like I feel like we have a purpose.
Yeah.
It's not just for one specific person, but we have like a purpose for this person. I know this person, he needs this help and this, so honey, we have a goal to help this guy. And then I saw this guy also. I mean, we have a purpose every day to live on. It's not just we have a family to feed, but I know each of this staff here, they're not just a staff, they were part of our family now, and I know they have 4 to 5 at least in one house. So imagine that thing. Yeah.
Do you think, Ma'am, sir, that starting over again, like this year, starting over again with Blank Fortress and with the team, is it worth the risk? And all of the experiences that you went through outsourcing for 2 years, do you think it's worth it?
So the biggest thing I tell people is that if you're going to blame people for the pain and the suffering, you must also blame them for the success.
blessing.
So all
Yeah.
the people that have hurt or have been hurt by or taken advantage of or things have happened, I also blame them for my success. So,
You cannot
I even
blame.
tell people, it's like, the staff that have chosen us, I wouldn't have the staff if I didn't
If I didn't
go through
met
everything.
them,
If I haven't met
yeah.
them, hadn't partnered with them, yes, maybe it soured. Yes, maybe it went through bad. But I have benefits that came from it, just like they have benefits that came from it.
Yeah. And
So
yeah,
you can't look
yeah.
at things from a negative point of view
That's why I said if you
at
can,
all.
if you blame them for something, you have to blame
You have
them
to
also
blame
for the
them for
blessing.
the blessings. It's like,
Yeah.
I would never know what a good woman was if I didn't ever experience a bad
The
woman.
bad one, yeah.
If you didn't ever have a bad boss, you would never know what a good boss is. So those
Yeah.
are the things that you have to go through. It's like, if you don't go through the negative, how can you expect? It's like one of the things I learned in poker, I told them before, is like, if you can't take the downs, you don't deserve the ups. If you can't, it's like a roller coaster. You
It
can't
is.
just have one. Success isn't just constantly going up. A lot of times I go up, then it drops, and then go back up, then it drops again.
Yeah.
All the people that you've helped and stuff, even if you've been done wrong, it's like those people, anytime they remember you or a memory pops up, they will remember what you did for them. They'll never be able to forget it.
Yeah.
Even if you have bad memories. It's like,
Yeah,
even with
yeah,
my
yeah.
kids and my divorce, my first divorce, I still say the best 2 things I had come out was my daughter and my son. So,
Yeah.
and I still have those memories from them. And if it wasn't
Yeah.
for them, would it be worth it? So you have to
it's more than worth
both.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ma'am and sir, for our last
Yeah.
question, what can you tell to our viewers and team that are watching right now?
I mean, the biggest lesson I've learned is, I told you before, it's like, it's not a matter of how much pain and suffering you're going to go through. You're going to go through suffering. You're going to go through pain.
It's life.
But that's part of life. And if you want to be successful, you can't close yourself off to people. Like when those things
can't
happen,
give
a
up.
lot of times a good person wants to put up walls and close themselves off, because that is a big temptation. There have been many times where I say, do I even want to rebuild an agency? Do I want to start over again? And the fact is, you could stay to yourself, you could do that, but then you're being selfish. And whenever you want to start the agency or you keep your walls down, it's because honestly, we're trying to help other people. I could very much just do freelancing. I could just take on 4 or 5 clients and be fine. But then you're not affecting the community, you're not helping people, you're not changing people's lives. And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, there would be no Rank Fortress.
Yeah.
So, Sir William, what is Rank Fortress in 3 words?
In 3 words, that's really short.
Rank Fortress is?
Rank Fortress is
The house of the rank.
main goal is to change lives and change the community.
Yeah, that is really our goal, is to give impact to the people around us. Like maybe we give impact to the staff, and then they go home, they give impact to their family, and then when they go out to their churches, when they go with their friends, and then they share this stuff, then it's gonna be everywhere. That's the success. It's not really about money, really, because money you can earn it. I mean, money
comes and goes.
comes and go. Money comes and go, really.
Yeah, if you can't, it's a success to me. I tell them it's just defined as leaving the world a better place, impacting people around you. Because if you're not impacting people around you, then it's you're really not successful. If you have money but yet you have destroyed your family, you're not successful. If you have money but yet you're an addict, you're not successful. If you have money but yet your staff is poor, you're not successful.
It's successful. Yeah.
Successful is
That's why I
changing
said
people
before,
around you.
what's that I'm saying?
She said before,
Yeah,
she said
because
if you're eating steak and vegetables every night, yet your staff is eating bulat or dried fish,
then
there's a problem.
I really mentioned that one with you, because I was cooking steak, and then I talked to him. He said, if you eat this steak, then what's the point?
That's why I
If your
jokingly
staff
tell
is
them, I
eating
want
bulat.
everybody to be fat, everybody to be healthy.
But hopefully we give impact to our staff every day, but we're trying our best every day. That's why if I'm upset, I cannot get out of the room until I feel better, because I cannot fake my emotion. I cannot fake it. I cannot smile and I know deep inside I'm hurt. I cannot fake it. So I'd rather just to soak it, and then when I'm done, then I can face it. Yeah, I can't really fake it.
So
And
the success for our power couple is to give help to our staff and make a positive impact.
that's really our goal as a couple.
Yeah.
And we keep talking to our kids about it, and hopefully also in the future they also gonna do the same thing, right, honey?
and live a life of no regrets. I don't regret anything.
That's the thing.
Anything I've been through in the past or the future, I still don't regret it. It's a part of life.
Yep. The sweetness and the sourness is
I
part
told
of
her
it.
the only regret I have, and I even told her, the only regret I have is not marrying her sooner. Like whenever I met her when I was 26, she was 26 and I was 36, should have flown over here same day. That's the only regret.
We're happy.
But we're happy.
Kiss. Love you.
Love you, babe.
Wow.
Love you.
Thank you so much, Mom and Sir.
No, thank you for your
Thank you,
love.
guys.
You're just working here for like a month, right? Yeah.
Oh,
But I feel like
God.
okay. Now this is my interview. How would you feel? How I'm gonna say it? Back to you. Said like unsa imong gibati na pag work nimo diri as an employee, kanang unsa man, I don't know how to ask you this. Basta mao na to siya.
Actually, Mom, before I before I sent my resume to Sir William, I have this very not good experience with my past. I don't want to talk about it too. But
Okay, yeah,
yes,
it's the same,
there's
yeah.
that. And when I sent the message to Sir William, I
Yeah.
don't know why I sent the message. I think I
How did you
destined
know
to be
him?
here.
Huh?
Actually, I know Sir William.
You've been followed,
Oh,
She's
I'm
been following
him.
me.
Okay.
I've been following him. But there's no mag-apply.
Yeah. Because you do freelance before. You
Yeah,
did
yeah.
freelance, yeah.
I did graphic designing, but
Yeah.
just a freelance. But in my heart, I really wanted to be a virtual assistant actually because back in 2021, I joined webinars. I even enrolled in digital marketing.
You did
I will
pay
say
for it.
Paytopia
Okay.
enrolled that because I really love digital
Okay.
world. I really love this work. But I think there's a purpose that before God lead me here in Rank Fortress, he kuan na niya ako niya into experience like what you've also experienced to be a better and to have that lesson before I came here to Rank Fortress. Because if I did not experience that worst experiences of my life, I will not know how to be a strong person, how to be an hardworking person. Because coming here in Rank Fortress, I saw real people. I experienced real people, different people that I did not experience in my past. So it's like too good to be true for other people when I'm interviewing. I think viewers will say that it's too good to be true that your company is like you have a good environment, but
Yeah, that's what I
just
said
the
even
real
before.
thing,
Besides
guys.
you, it's like then I
Yeah.
even told you whenever you saw it, I said, I'm honestly not looking. I said, but I really need someone to help with creatives and stuff. And now, since we've started Rank Fortress and knowing the
Yeah.
culture and everything, I get messages all the time where people say, "Hey, seeing your environment, I really love what I see that you've done. Are you still hiring?" I have people that want to move here to Surigao.
But I did not send a message to Sir William like a paragraph like what
Yeah.
other people sent to you. I just tell him, "Hi Sir William, you're still hiring. I am interested." That's it.
Oh.
'Cause I don't have any more replies, sir. So
Yeah.
I sent a message in the morning, then I sleep because I didn't have a work. that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I sleep. Then in the afternoon,
You check,
I check.
I said,
Oh my God.
I told her, I said, send me your
Yeah.
CV or your resume.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's really fast.
That's why when I
For me,
saw
it's
you
really
first time, I
fast.
don't think this woman want to work here because it looks like she looks professional. I don't think she really want to be an employee.
Because
And
this
then,
is what
yeah.
I want.
Yeah, and then now I see I think it helps you. It
I am
helps us.
very-
We benefited each other.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Actually, ma'am, I am very happy that I came here. I'm very happy that I sent a message to Sir William because if I don't send that message to Sir William,
Maybe
I
it
think
did not
I will
happen.
not experience this kind of family
Ah.
or healthy environment that I did not experience in my,
Ah.
in my past.
We love you, lovely. You know that. But yeah, I just mainly want everyone is happy. I know what life really when don't have nothing.
Yeah,
You know.
I finally can say that finally the skills and the webinars, the sacrifice that I took in Creatopia,
Nagamit na jud nimo, yeah.
Nagamit na jud na ako.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
finally, nagamit na ako skills.
Yeah. And it's not just that.
Yes.
And also you're gonna use your skills more when we're gonna start our conference.
Yep.
Because I was thinking also, honey, because next month we're gonna go to Dumaguete, right?
Yeah.
If we're gonna go to Dumaguete, then why don't we start the small conference in Dumaguete? Huh?
Yep.
Like doing a caravan. Like from Surigao also we're gonna do like a caravan. From Surigao to Butuan to Cagayan, doing many conference connected with those people. That's what I really want to do. And then do a big event in
Wow.
Manila. So I know little by little, but we really have that plan. So I think, yeah, it's not basically to have money, to be to be what's that, honey?
Be popular. I
To be
don't care.
popular, but we really wanted to know that the people, there is really money in digital marketing.
There's more
You don't
than
have,
digital
yeah,
marketing.
you don't have to leave your family to
Family.
go abroad just to earn 20,000. This 20,000 can really be earned easily here in the Philippines. Yeah, just try, really. It really helps people, I guess, in that thing. If, yeah.
Before we end, I would just like take this opportunity to say thank you, ma'am. For me, it's just really fast. Grabe ka paspas ang panghitapos ako. Like, grabe ka paspas. But I am very thankful to the both of you. And to the all of staff as well. Especially po kay
Yeah.
Sir Lin.
Yeah, Linlin
nitabang
is
po
really
siya ako.
handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unta na magdugay pa ko diri. I really want na magdugay pa ko diri. And unta na mas madako pa ang for
I never remember we fired a staff, but it's up really to the staff,
Yes.
you know. But we're really trying our best every day. We're not perfect, all of us, but at least we're trying our very best every day, you know, to help each one of y'all, even to help our own kids. It's really hard, really hard. Kids nowadays, it's really hard to mold them, really, especially social media and all that. It's influenced the kids, really. It's really hard, but you know, parents are parents. We have to be there for our kids. But yeah, I think anything else, Baba?
Thank you so much.
But we really appreciated everything you've done for us, Lovely, and with Busting. Because I know you all hand to hand with Sir William. I know sometimes you don't know my husband is, I want this, I want that. But it doesn't mean he
Yes,
really
yes,
wanted.
I know.
His ASAP word is just ASAP, just to remind himself that he
And
needs that one.
We're very thankful.
Yeah. I don't want everyone get stressed with the word ASAP because that's really his thing. But yeah, but I think my husband is cool, the best man ever that I have in my life. He is my best friend, my everything. Really, I don't know how to say this, but this man is really a man. I mean, he loves me very much. I mean, that's why to me, I really don't need friend. I have friends back then when we were kids, you know, high school and everything, like chatting, but I think I have more than a friend. My husband alone, I mean, is more than that. Like, he's my everything. Really. That's why I hope that, you know, the man, hopefully that they will realize that the woman they're loved, they're supposed to give them, you know, like the love they deserve. Kay karon man gud ang mga lalaki, they're just playing. Huh? This is, I
just
mean,
want-
the
A girlfriend, just a girlfriend.
yeah, but I want them to be responsible as a man. Give the love to the woman that they deserve, you know? And then later they'll regret. May pawala dito na ko kuan na kay ngon ani. And then you already hurt them. Yeah. I wish like all man is just like my husband. Really, my husband never hurts me in my life. All he does is to love me more every day. And I know sometimes woman are woman, you know, very, you know, I know my mouth is running 24/7.
I remember I had a friend before. I remember Jay, where he was dating this girl, and he told her, when are you going to start letting me go play poker like him and do stuff that he does? And she said, when you start treating me the way he treats her.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I
but
thought
yeah,
it was
I want
funny.
them to treat their wife
Yeah.
really good, like you did to me, honey.
Yeah.
It's not just to me, to my parents. I don't have. I think most couple, they have really issue with their parents-in-law. Yeah, that's the thing, because makisawsaw ang parents-in-law, makisawsaw ang ingon ana, then magsulsul, right? But I really don't have that issue in my life ever since. Even before in my previous relationship, I don't have that issue because I always wanted to communicate with them. Like with his parents, all they did is just to love me more. And with my mom, he always supported my mom, give what my mom wants, and he's always there for my mom. So we really don't have a family issue, to be honest.
The mom, even
I'm
when,
so
when it's her
thankful for
birthday,
that.
what I usually do, because I know she loves flowers and stuff and plants, I'll take her to the plant store, won't tell her, and then load up. She said just a couple, like 2 or 3. I said, no, load up the entire back of the
Free.
truck. She said,
Yeah.
how much is it? And so I said, if you keep asking me how much, I'm
Libre.
going to make you get a
You
job.
keep saying
Libre.
libre.
Oh,
But yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm so grateful. We really don't have an issue with the in-law thing. Yeah. And his parents and my mom, they really get along. We really don't have that issue. But we're so grateful. I think it depends how you really deal with them. I think the pride sometimes, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, right?
Correct.
So yeah.
Like me and your mom, we love each other.
Yeah, we really don't
She even
have the
jokingly
issue.
asked me, remember one time, what do you do if we get a divorce? I'm not leaving. I'll stay
Yeah.
right here. Your mom loves me.
Yeah, and
You can go
his
somewhere.
parents love
I'm
yeah.
not.
Yeah, and your parents love me.
And her-
They even
and my
came
mom and
here
dad love
just
her.
for us. Yeah.
My mom and dad came here about 2 years
Even
ago.
they're so, you know, they're in their 70s right now, but
Our
they
biggest
came
problem
here
is like, I want to
visit
go to the States, but to visit my mom and dad. But the thing is, if I go, that means I'm going to be gone for a month, and then she can't come with me. And I really don't want that. You know, so.
us. But yeah, you said you still gonna
I'm
visit
probably going to
them.
go visit them this
But
year.
yeah. But I think that was our
That's it.
little chit chat, not
Yeah.
little, but our long chit chat.
That's
But-
what the humble beginnings.
Mm.
Yeah, and
Fortress is
yeah, and we're still planning, like we're moving everywhere. Hopefully the staff will understand. We're just trying, you know, to be more comfortable.
Joking, like last time I went to speak in Baguio, and I love Baguio, and someone said, I need to buy a house here in Baguio.
Because
She
you don't
said,
need
"No."
aircon.
You don't need
Oh,
no
yeah,
aircon.
because
Yeah.
No,
No, even their
aircon.
store, I don't even know
The
that their store don't have
hotels-
aircon at all.
Hotels,
It's like a
malls,
very-
nothing.
Yeah.
people were like
Yeah.
flooded.
Yeah. It's really cold
It's
there.
nice, but
But yeah, I love that place as well.
And
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Officer.
you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for your time.
No, but
Thank
thank
you,
you,
guys.
lovely. But I know it's lunchtime.
It's
Yeah,
already
some stuff.
1.
It's already 1, really?
Yes.
all right.
Really?
We
We
also
have a very good
yeah.
chit chat.
Really? It's really 1.
And we
Oh
need
my goodness.
and we
It's
need
been
to,
over
and we need
an
to
hour.
give Hazel birthday cake. and stuff. It's
Yeah.
her birthday.
I think Hazel and King Charles.
No, King Charles is tonight, but Hazel's
Tonight.
today.
Yeah, okay. We will
Thank you
do
so
that.
much, Mom, sir.
But,
Can I
yeah.
have a picture?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for watching, and I hope daghan mo rin nakatunan and you instilled knowledge and lessons while watching and listening to this special episode of our podcast.
Yeah, I think one thing I'm gonna say is always put your foot down. I mean your feet on the ground.
Keep your feet on the
Keep
ground.
your feet on the ground, no matter
Don't be
how
so
high,
big-headed.
you know, you success.
Now,
Yeah, you always put your feet in the ground. Yeah. And I think that is all for today, huh? I think, Rank Fortress, your fortress, they're always open and always optimizing.
Yay!
Bye, guys.
Don't forget to share, comment down below.
But people can just comment whatever you want to talk, and then just let us know, and we will do some video for y'all guys, okay? Just comment in the section below and let us know what topic you want to talk, and let's dive for it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Bye. See you
Bye,
next
guys. See you.
episode.
Happy Monday. Alauna na di ay?